Crickly crackly, what's up? We're live.
Yo.
Yo, what up, my friends? It is what episode are we on? How many episodes have we done? This is episode 8 of Direct Edition Squad.
Shit, we're almost to Star Wars fucking
Yeah,
saga.
we're almost to that double-digit time. So thanks for keeping us not canceled, if that's even a thing. Although we got 59 whole subscribers, so we need to up that count a little bit. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. So just going to be the three of us again tonight. We got the what are we? We're the JV team. So we got Justin Rican and his comics. What's up, Rod? Good to see you. So
Rod, man.
We all brought snacks to the table. You know, we're gonna fucking roll tonight for the final episode of Game of Thrones. At least me and Bake. And then
I got a pay-per-view coming up.
Jeffrey's got a wrestling pay-per-view. So we all brought snackage to the table. So that'll probably be one of our main topics tonight. But we will make sure that we end probably at least a minute before 9 p.m. Eastern, because a lot of people probably have plans for Game of Thrones tonight, which is going to be the last episode ever, which is pretty crazy. We got Barbarian Kung Fu. What's up, bro? Jack Yo.
What's up, Barbarian? Hey, Jack.
Yeah, Barbarian. What's up, brother? Jack
Thanks for stopping in. So what are you guys snacking on today?
Well, I got these golden flakes that were sent to me by Big Will, because I guess this is a Southern thing, brand or company, whatever you want to call it. We were talking about barbecuing one day, and he's like, "Oh man, you got to have some golden flakes with your barbecue." And I'm like, golden flakes? What are those? So he's like, "Oh, you don't know what golden flakes are?" I was like, "Nah, man, we don't have those out here." So he's like, "I'm gonna send you some."
Never heard of that.
So he sent me some. I opened them up today. I just took a bite, chomp it on them, and they're good, man. They're good.
JP's Budget Collecting. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know about them barbecue sauces, man.
I know, dude. I can't wait.
I'm curious about the white sauce, because I've heard of the yellow, and I was thinking it was something else for like chicken and fish, something like that. But when he was describing it, I'm like, nah. Now I'm kind of intrigued. I want to know what it's like.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've already been thinking about something to barbecue next weekend to use that white sauce, because I've never used a white sauce before at all.
I've never used the white sauce either. That sounds awesome, though.
Yeah, vinegar and mayonnaise based or something like that. So we'll try it.
NYC, what are you munching on?
All right, so I'm going with my sort of caveman snacks tonight for Game of Thrones. So I got my spicy Nick sticks. So this is like grass-fed beef, like very organic, no chemicals, like no MSG, no antibiotics, no sugar, no nitrates, no hormones, no artificial colors. So it's like very clean, beef jerky style stuff, but it's super tasty. They make regular and spicy flavors. They got beef version, turkey version, chicken version, both normal and spicy. So they got 6 different flavors. You can order it from them directly, but you might also find them in like bodegas and certain shops here in NYC. I don't know outside of NYC where you find this stuff, but I'm sure they're in other cities and other places. They're not a New York company. I think they're like a Midwest company or something. So, but you go to Nick's-Sticks to order them directly. If you order them like in bulk, you get discount. So this is what I'm gonna just meat sticks for Game of Thrones, and then I also got this.
You gotta get some cheese to go with that, man.
Honey drop lemonade and cayenne. So what this is? It's like a cold pressed lemon juice with honey and also cayenne pepper. So it's got that sort of lemon refreshing but spicy, like a kick at the end. So it's got this interesting like balance of refreshing and spicy. It's good to like clear out your sinuses and stuff like that. I'm a little bit under the weather. Dealing with a little bit of nausea, so as well. So hopefully this will help combat it a little bit. I also got some ginger candy.
The tacos talk has already started.
What tacos talk?
Yeah, what was that? Big Will's, man. His roommate started taco, and next thing you know, for the next 15 minutes, it was nothing about tacos and breakfast tacos and burritos and everything.
Barbarian's like, dude, NYC, your Walmart is super fancy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm bringing out the Williamsburg hipster shit tonight. Sorry.
Whatever, dude. Like,
have you noticed that the price of beef jerky is like skyrocketed? Because like you used to go on like road trips and be like, dude, just grab a bag of beef jerky. It was because it was cheap and it would like last.
Because I order
that's like a $35 stick, huh?
I order it direct. I get it for $2.49 a pack. So $2.49.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's probably about as much as.
And you're getting 2 in a pack, right?
Yeah, and 2 in a pack. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. But I'm talking about like, remember those bags of beef jerky? Like you can just grab them.
They're super. Jack
Dude, they're like $15 a bag now.
Yeah, Jack's Links is like $13.95.
And there's like hardly anything in it.
It's super like just shitty, like hard, like just crap beef jerky.
Yep.
Sucks.
Anyways, for me, man, I got some gummy bears, man. The original Haribo Gold Bears.
Nice.
You can't go wrong with these, man. These are just
the OG. Yeah, the OG.
I used to make my own chocolate covered gummy bears with those, man.
Nice. And then I got this bad boy, taking it back to Little League Baseball.
Hell yeah.
Man, I used to take these things and then you just shake them down to like a little knit. They're like, they get down to like this far, but they're like this.
That is like concentrated sugar, like crack.
Oh, dude, I used to do that with Now and Laters. I'd put them in the microwave, a bunch of different ones, and smash them all together, and then have like a big old wad of Now and Laters in my mouth.
I never thought of that, man. But Now and Laters, whatever happened to them? You used to be able to buy the big packs, and you'd have like 3 different flavors in them. They were the best.
Yeah, they were.
Or the old school Jolly Ranchers. Do you remember the Jolly Ranchers?
Dude, the longest. Yes.
Dude,
you used to go in to buy them at like the liquor stores or like 7-Elevens even. They'd be like 5 cents.
Roll up.
Yeah.
They'd have like at the beginning they only had like cherry, sour apple, and strawberry. And I'd grab. I think what happened is too many kids were turning them into shanks. Because we'd always whittle, suck them down to a point and just be like,
the watermelons were always like the last to go from the bag, man.
Oh yeah, the watermelons too. Yeah. Or not even the sticks, dude. They used to have like the packs with the squares. And the squares were individually wrapped. That's when I first saw them, and you could just pop out a square and then open the square. That was the good shit.
Like the what's it called?
Almost like pack like Now or Laters, but they were all like in one. Smaller.
Roll.
Yeah, it was just a square pack. Or
I forgot about those ones.
Yeah, because I remember I used to scoop them up.
What were those hard candies with like the hole in the middle? The
Lifesavers.
Lifesavers. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Lifesavers.
I used to take. I'd get a thing of Lifesavers and I'd sit there and literally eat the whole thing in like 30 seconds. You throw one in your mouth and just chomp it down.
The original one,
another one, just chomp it down. Yeah, I'm not into like
that.
They went in all these different. Yeah, they went in all these different like flavor directions. And, these like.
Now I only see like breath savers.
Comic Head 54, good to see you, man.
What up,
Comic Head?
Yeah, those Lifesavers, man. It's been a minute since I've had one.
I just buy the mint flavor, the white, like
that's all I
see
nowadays, man.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah,
the icebreakers or whatever.
Yeah, they're good for like in the morning, keep your breath fresh.
After that energy drink and taco.
Yeah, and Twinkies and ho-hos. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So what's the wrestling event tonight going on?
We got Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I've never heard of that pay-per-view. Is that a new one?
No, it's been around for a few years.
I mean, granted, I've been out the game, but I usually kind of hear the promotions for the pay-per-views,
Yeah, basically there's a briefcase up over the ring, and there's like 4 people going at it together, and the first person to climb up and get the briefcase can challenge for any championship belt they want at any time. So usually they try screwing somebody over, like they'll catch the champion after he's already been beaten up from a match, and then they run out there with a briefcase and they'll cash it in and try to get the championship.
So it happens the same night, like they cash it in.
Once they win the briefcase, they're entitled to use it whenever they want.
Got it.
But the more cerebral and you are about it and pick your opportunity better, the more likely you are to win that belt.
Yeah, like you said, if he just got his ass beaten, or if he just won a match and he's laying on his back in the ring, maybe someone will come out from underneath the ring or run out and throw the briefcase down and pin him, and then like, yeah, I got the belt.
Yeah, that's the best way, I think, for them
That
to do
kind of
it.
started out as just a match at like King of the Ring or something, right? Where they had the briefcase with Ted DiBiase and so on.
Yeah, and basically that's still what it is. They've just taken that and made
surrounded
that
a whole pay-per-view now, right?
Yeah, made that the name of the pay-per-view when really there's only like I think there's two matches. There's the men's Money in the Bank and then there's the women's Money in the Bank, and the rest of the matches are just like, filler matches, some championship title matches.
Where they where's the event, you know?
I don't. I didn't look. It might be in London if I'm not.
Oh, really?
I think SmackDown was coming to Miami, AAA Arena soon. So I was thinking about, after all this talking, all these comic channels and shit, I was like, maybe I'll go.
I went to one WWF Raw, like back when it was still WWF during the Stone Cold, like The Rock era.
It will always be WWF.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only live like wrestling event or pro wrestling event I've ever been to, but it was pretty awesome back in the day to go to that. I've been to a few UFC though live since then.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I've been to one. Well, we had like little minor ones growing up. I think I said on here before, our baseball coach for the high school owned a small wrestling league with Kevin Sullivan. So they would get like, I think the biggest ones we had were like Virgil, a couple from Ted DiBiase's bodyguard, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, a couple others would come into town and they'd throw on a thing at our gym. But through that, we got tickets to Bash at the Beach WCW pay-per-view. And we started off in the nosebleed, and we were really going to get better seats, but he also hooked up the Little League All-Star team. So they eventually had to leave early because they were kids and it was late. So once they left, we got to sit down ringside with the damn fold-up chairs, so we were down close. It was really cool.
That's cool, man. I've never been to any live. I've been to a couple WWE events. None of them were televised. They were all, I guess, what they call dark matches, where everything's like off screen and stuff.
Comes out of the woodworks, man. He hears wrestling, and here comes Stay Puft.
Yeah. Stay Puft. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah.
So does that event come with your like WWE subscription service package thing? You don't have to pay for it separately? That's cool.
Comes with it. Yeah. So I mean, it's $9.99 a month, which isn't bad. If you're not subscribed to it, you can go enroll for your first month for free, and you'd get the pay-per-view for free anyways. So
cool.
But
whatever that pay-per-view is going on, not all pay-per-views.
Yeah, that first month, whatever.
I might try that for whatever the next one is, just to see if I get it. I mean, tonight's Game of Thrones, so that's
absolutely for you.
Right? For me, that's tonight. But like maybe for the next one, I might check it out and just experiment, see if I.
Yeah, your best bet is to do it when there's a dope ass pay-per-view about to happen.
SummerSlam or something like that. Yeah.
When's that? Like August or something?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Dude, my favorite was always Survivor Series. Especially like back in the day because you could go out there with I think you started with 4 or 5 guys, and then the next round you could end up be wrestling 1-on-5 because you were the only one left that wasn't pinned part from your team.
Right.
It was really cool, and it just seemed like it went on forever.
Yeah.
Or maybe I liked it too because I was always at my grandma's at Thanksgiving, and it was the only thing cool like going on besides food.
I think my favorite stuff ever was like the Mick Foley like cage match, like stuff from back.
That's some of the best.
The best.
Yeah, it's hard to beat any of that early.
Like if I had that subscription, that would probably be the first place I will go to, like the archives and like watch that shit.
Hey, you know what? I use that more than anything because like there's a lot of like WWE network shows and all this stuff that you can watch. Or like that with the up to date with all the wrestlers and stuff. I don't watch any of that. Like I use it mainly to do like you just said, go back into the archives because I missed a lot of older WCW and WWE for that matter in the late 80s, early 90s. I wasn't in it at all, so I missed a lot of that. And that's what I use it for most of. And then I'll watch the pay-per-views and things like that. But they offer quite a bit of stuff on
I rewatched recently, man, that ladder match with what's his name, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome, dude. And they were reliving it, so it was them just sitting back watching them, and like, and then I also watched
commentaries and stuff.
Yeah, he's like, oh, remember this, or he's like, the whole thing is, it's like, I guess Shawn Michaels pitched it to Vince, and he's like, I got this great idea, but I'm not going to give it to you unless you say I can use it. It's just, you're not going to use it for anybody else but me. And he's like, a ladder. And then he's like, all right, cool. But Razor Ramon was like my favorite one for a little bit, man. He kind of represented like South Florida in like that,
yeah, no, for sure. The character was completely based off of Scarface. So like,
yeah, and you know what? I watched a thing like Razor Ramon, like him coming up, and I'm like, damn, I never realized it, but Scott Hall was like old, like Hogan old. Like he showed him before with like this stash and a fro.
I saw that, dude. He had like the like mullet, curly hair mullet kind of thing, and the stash looking like Rick Rude or something like that.
They were showing, I forget who he was with in WCW, but like, God, he was doing some gimmick thing where they were like pretty boys or something, and I'm like, dude, I totally remember that now that you say that I'm seeing it. But then at the time, I just, I was more WWF at the time, but then when he came over, I'm like, oh shit, who's this Razor Ramon guy? I'll cut you up.
Yeah, man, I missed a lot of that because I watched some early 80s, like 84 probably, maybe like, well, not 84 because I was born in 84, but like I probably watched from like 88 and 90-ish, that little range. Then I missed a lot up to like 10 years worth, up to like 2000 probably in that era. So I've been watching a lot of that early stuff, man. There's so many wrestlers that like you never hear people talk about, or you don't know about, or you didn't know about, especially with like the WCW, WWE rivalry. Like WCW was bigger than WWE for a while. Like,
yeah, so, man. And yeah, Stay Punk, that's right. Yeah, Diamond Stud. Huh. And yeah, Bret the Hitman Hart for sure, dude. I thought I heard something that was introduced like off air, like at a back show, and I thought what's it called? Shawn Michaels and Razor was the first televised one. I could be wrong. I know you got way more knowledge in that area than me, bro.
Mr. Garrell in the house. Good to see you, bro.
Mr. Carroll.
What about the old ECW stuff? Is that stuff available anywhere?
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on there.
Yeah, they've got all the ECW.
WWE just bought it all up.
That was my jam. Like because I used to watch that on like a grainy, like non-cable.
Because it was extreme.
Late night.
It was hardcore.
Yeah, it was on like from like 2 a.m. to like 3:15 a.m. on like Saturday nights or something. Like,
and their girls were way more scantily dressed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had like actual like porn stars,
like Rob Van Dam and Sabu and like those guys, like the fucking crazy blood on in like every match. I love that.
I was like, who's this dude with a ponytail doing jump spin kicks and shit?
Right? I know. Yes. Like I didn't when I first saw Rob Van Dam, I was like, who is this wannabe Jean-Claude Van Damme? That's what all I thought. I was like, what? HBK Razor was the first televised ladder match, so yeah.
All right, cool, yeah.
So what about you guys been picking up anything lately, comics wise?
Well, yeah, kind of like I got my pull list, but I was super busy with work this week and didn't get a chance to get down there and pick it up.
I didn't pick up my new comic book day books until today, and I'm lucky to be able to do that because of Midtown Comics, like that. I can wait till Sunday and kind of bank on the fact that they'll still have like the issues I need.
Right.
Which was the case, and then I read a few today. I read Guardians of the Galaxy 5. I read Old Man Quill 5. I read some of the new Star Wars Age of Rebellion stuff. I read the Star Wars TIE Fighter. Still need to read War of the Realms 4, Spider-Man Life Story 3, ASM 21, and I forget one other issue, but anyway.
Yeah, comic head. I'm not pleasantly pleased with Thrones, but I'm enjoying some of it for the most part.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I titled this video. I titled it "Start a Petition If You Hate This Episode."
I didn't even see that.
Laughing my ass off because the fucking idiotry of these idiots.
Yeah, like just signing a petition is actually
thinking that they can remake content that costs hundreds of millions of dollars to make.
I'm more concerned about how this next spinoff of Game of Thrones is going to happen. If they're having problems funding this season with what's going on, I mean, I guess there's no dragons, but there's got to be other shit that they.
Is that the problem? Is the funding or something?
I don't think so. No, that's not the problem.
With newer actors.
That's not the problem. I mean, they had like 35 million live viewers or whatever, which is the most ever of that episode.
Well, everything I hear is like the budget. It's too expensive.
I don't think so. I think it's a scenario wherein you either make the show go on forever while waiting for George R. Martin to get off his ass and finish more books, or you put the show on hiatus, which is not good for HBO, right? That's the other business decision that they could have done, right?
It's not good for them or any continuity. I mean, how many times has
not good for them, not good for fans, not good for business. Okay, so the only other decision was set an ending to the show, and then work your way towards it, right? Like that's what they did with these last 13 episodes. So you can't really blame them for the way that they've actually rolled out the ending, because that was the only option that they really had. Besides, like I literally saying, is like put the show on hiatus for possibly 5 years. Who knows how long it's going to take for this guy to
risk cast members dying or being out contracted
exactly
to else.
Exactly. You may risk the ending of the show never happening, right?
So, I mean, look at the Matrix, look at Harry Potter. We got a whole different Dumbledore and a different Oracle.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So
I've never seen Game of Thrones, not for any reason other than I don't have HBO or anything. But I was listening to the radio today, and something they said that I'm sure you guys know, I didn't know, but Game of Thrones was supposed to be like 12 episodes, and they cut it down to like 6 or something, or 10 episodes, and they cut it down to 6.
The first 6 seasons were 10 episodes a season, but the last 2 seasons were 13 episodes combined, meaning 7 episodes season 7, 6 episodes this final season, including the final episode of the show ever tonight in about 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
So from that perspective, the last 2 seasons, the amount of episodes are truncated, but the episode lengths are longer, right? So you're talking about more of a movie style perspective to these episodes, where things are going to happen quicker and the plot is going to move along quicker than previous.
It's still the same amount of time if you think about it. I mean, if it's 2 hours,
really not losing any.
Yeah, still the same amount of screen time almost at the end of the day, though, if you do the math, right? It's just a matter of like your experience sitting through an episode, 6 at a time instead of 10 at a time, or whatever it is, right?
So it's like,
for the most part, man, I've liked everything that I've seen. For the most part. Now, if they don't do what I expected, or
right,
the way took a character a certain way that I didn't like, what I was saying before we got on here, Jaime's arc just kind of was like null and void. He just kind of went right back to Cersei, and then it would have been different maybe if he like was choking her out and then all the shit fell down on top of him, or stabbed her or something.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty consistent with who the character was from the very first episode. Like if you look at the end of the very first episode.
And that's the point, though. His arc has driven him away to what completely different than what he was. And I get it, man. It all comes full circle. But like I was saying, it's just, that's me. From what they've done, it's looked great. I might not have agreed with certain decisions, but that's me. Not everyone has to like something.
And we also still don't know the ending. I mean, we've got 5 minutes to go here before the final episode starts. So it should be interesting to see what happens. I mean, when it comes to the whatever series, like they spin-offs that they do later, like I heard that they were developing like 4 or 5 different possible concepts. So I have no idea who knows where they'll go with that. You know what I mean? Like it's all totally up in the air. I doubt we'll see anything prior to like 3 years from now. You know what I mean? As far as any spin-off or follow-up series. So
we'll have all next weekend to break down this last episode and figure out what you guys thought, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I probably would rather just talk about the other shit that we always talk about. You know, like we'll actually be able to do a longer episode next week.
Yeah. Or 20 years from now, we'll be able to do a recap like John and Fire Guy on Lost.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll maybe by then I'll have time to catch up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously, like it's quite a time commitment, honestly.
For the most part, yeah. The comic head, the cinematography's great. Everything looks good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Some things I wouldn't have made those choices. I think that's just in the writing and being pressed for time. But hey, it is what it is, dude. For what they're giving us, it still may not be what we exactly wanted, but it's still okay.
But isn't that better sometimes and not always get exactly what you wanted? Because then it should be, if it's what you wanted, then it should be basically just like the book and everything should fall into place like you already know, right? Like, so you want some differences and changes, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, to an extent, man. But when certain things I think people have a problem with is like you lead someplace with the arc of a character and then all of a sudden all this work you've done for them that you just like you went a different direction and it's not even like warranted because you didn't have that extra episode to ramp into it, to kind of lead it. You had to do it with maybe less time and it just doesn't feel as organic.
Not everything gets tied up nightly in a neat bow in real life. And like I think Game of Thrones in general has done a great job of just like gutting you at times in various weird ways, and none of it really makes sense.
To be honest, people wouldn't be able to complain about this show if it wasn't so good. They already set the bar so high. Exactly. I mean, we watch shows like the CW shows like Flash and shit, and we praise them. The shittiest episode of Game of Thrones is 100 times better than any CW show.
Right.
But we're still praising like Riverdale.
I stopped watching the CW.
Thanks,
yeah, man. To be honest,
I can't keep up with it. It's just
too much. And I'm just tired of them pushing their agenda down our throats. And that's my own personal.
I just can't follow that many episodes for that many characters. Like you got Arrow, you got Flash, you got Supergirl, you got Legends of Tomorrow. Now you got Batwoman. Like,
that Batwoman trailer made me want to split my wrist.
Follow like all these shows when there's like 20 episodes or more.
Well, I just hate how they always want to bash men, and dude, we're cool, man. We're cool with gay people. We're cool with diversity. It's all right, dude. I'm a white man. It's all right. I'm not the fucking devil, dude. Just chill. All right, we get it.
I haven't even seen that.
Are you sure? I'm not sure you're not the devil yet.
I haven't heard. Yeah, dude, there's like 5 lines in that. Like, and I don't know how.
I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't seen it.
There's one. I'm not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's job. And then that's when she puts the red wig on instead of running around. Which she actually looked way fucking cooler in the suit without the red wig. But I don't know. Just watch
movie or something.
It's a CW show, but it's basically, man, without sounding wrong, they've turned everything. They're woke at CW, bro. They are woke.
I haven't seen that, so I won't comment. But the other like dumbass thing that has emerged now is a petition about Robert Pattinson. When people are like saying he's a bad choice for Batman because of Twilight, which was 10 years ago. Meanwhile, he's been in some awesome movies in the last 6-7
That's what I hear. I don't watch.
Yeah, and I've seen all of those, and he's he's one of the best actors, I would say, working today on the indie film circuit. So it's about time he's gotten a bigger thing to step into in my opinion. So I think he's a fantastic choice. And like
my mind in the first part was like, you
got people starting petitions for something that hasn't even started filming yet.
Yeah. I'm more hoping that they're just saying. I'm hoping they're doing a Batman Beyond because I think it would actually be a pretty good Terry McGinnis instead of Bruce Wayne, and I think that would be a better route because DC is already doing better with Wonder Woman and Aquaman. This kind of just takes them a step back, especially if it's just rumors with Robert Pattinson. It just I'm sorry, he's always going to be the Twilight guy, and just for publicity's sake, they're marketing to women again, and it's just we get it, man.
I don't think
chicks dig comics too.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna kill it with the character.
Twilight was trending on Twitter the same time Robert Pattinson. You cannot lose that crowd with him, and that just gives it a bump. Like I said, we don't know which Batman it is. It's a Batman property. He's playing the Batman. I really hope he plays Batman Beyond.
I don't have a problem with his choice, them picking him as Batman. I don't know any of his other stuff he's ever been in. I've never seen Twilight.
Watch the movie Good Time from 2017 and tell me you don't think he's a good Batman choice. That's all I'll say. Watch the movie.
I heard about the movie. It's actually on my list.
Crime drama, and he's not 120 pounds, Mr. Garrel, and he's pretty badass. And just go watch that and tell me that he's a bad choice for Batman. That's all. That's my only comment.
Just by looking at him, I had no problem with him being Batman. I mean, we've seen Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney, and just by looking at him, I could already tell that I thought he'd been a better choice than all three of those guys. So.
Yeah, and I mean, look at who, what's his name? Michael Keaton. Look at the roles Michael Keaton had before he was Batman. There was an uproar about him as well, Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of similar.
Everyone, there's more people uproaring because everyone has a fucking soapbox now.
Right.
Everyone can jump on it, and before you might have had people write in a handwritten
Twitter
mail.
is just the scum of the universe.
Twitter is where I go to argue with people.
Right.
When I'm feeling bad and I want to yell at people I don't know, I go to Twitter.
I think that statement is a generalization. There good people on Twitter too.
Yeah.
You know, but for the most part, I would say that's like the like keyboard warrior mentality. Destiny.
Oh yeah, I love Mr. Mom. And what was it? Dream Team, man. Dream Team was classic.
Was that Multiplicity or something?
Michael Keaton's the man. So I mean,
the Batman.
He's always going to be my Batman, dude.
I agree with you.
Me too.
That whole look and feel of those the first two Batman movies were just set the bar. Every Batman movie has to be compared to those two Batman movies until Christopher Nolan's came out. And what was that, 30 years later? I mean, geez.
For 30 years.
And even then, they still got to go back and reference
It was 89 to
yeah, you're right.
20. So 20 years later, 20 years later.
But for sure, you guys are missing your show. So.
All right, so yeah, it's time for Game of Thrones. Well, we could start it on demand on the HBO app.
Oh, okay.
On TV, but thanks for joining us, everybody. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, hope you guys enjoy your night watching that. Jeffrey, enjoy your wrestling pay-per-view. We'll see you guys next week for the 9th episode, episode 9, Direct Edition Squad.
If you don't like it, come back next week and complain with us.
If you don't like it, start a petition.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.